myself, if I had to write something down on a passport, I would rather write filmmaker than actor. I've always felt a bit weird about being named an actor because I never wanted to be an actor.
So much of Idris was allowed to be brought in. On the page, in the room, in the performance.
George Miller said in an interview that he's been mulling 3,000 Years of Longing for about 15 years, just sort of putting this story through his head. And the way it works is that it's a sort of Darwinian situation, survival of the fittest, and the best story survives and makes it finally as the film that he directs. Is that how it works for the two of you in terms of choosing? And is that why you chose this?
Funny,
wow, good question.
I don't feel that I really choose my work. I feel like it just sort of grows, like in a garden, you know. It just sort of, you turn around and you go, oh, that conversation that I've been having with you for the last 5 years, that's actually going to turn into a film. And who knew? And actually, this film is a very good example of that because I sat down in Cannes at a lunch for the birthday, I suppose it was 5 years ago. This is the 75th, I think, the 75th of Cannes, so I suppose it was the 70th. And there was a lunch, and I was very shy, and I didn't know enough people there. And I sat down opposite this gentleman who looked very kind, and I didn't know who he was. And we just started to chat. And about 15 minutes into the conversation, I realized it was George Miller. Yeah, I never told you that story.
No way.
And I was absolutely struck to the heart. And then we actually spent most of that day and that evening together because there was a dinner as well. And we kind of became friends.
Wow.
And then about a year later, he sent me an email. So I don't know. So anyway, that's not a choice. I didn't choose. I mean, I would have chosen if I could, but it's just a sort of serendipity, really. You meet these people, you start a conversation, you like each other, and you cook something up.
I put names in a hat and just...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Well,
Wishes.
How do you sort of decide the totality of a gin? Because what are the references, really? You know, how did you construct it?
So there's no totality. So you kind of go, okay, this is George Miller, and everything is for the taking here. And actually what was interesting is that so much of Idris was allowed to be brought in. On the page, in the room, in the performance, you know, there was a lot of encouragement to dig into parts of my psyche, my performance tools, to bring something we have not seen from me, and George was really encouraging of that, all while being under the construct of the gin. And because none of us know what a gin is actually like, this became such a beautiful textured challenge, and then to do it in front of my friend was just like a joy. We were so caring of each other. You know, we both supported each other in ways that were nothing to do with our characters. And so this was all a real group effort. It was incredible.
Tilda, Bichar Mong Virasetakul said about you that you participate in a film like another worker. And he said that, so you are as much a filmmaker as he is. Would you agree with that?
You know, I started working in a collective, a filmmaking collective with Derek Jarman, and he always called us filmmakers, all of us. You know, all the electricians, we are all filmmakers. We were making film, and so that's sort of the atmosphere that I grew up in. I think of myself, if I had to write something down on a passport, I would rather write filmmaker than actor. I've always felt a bit weird about being named an actor because I never wanted to be an actor, and I still don't really want to be an actor. It's not something I claim, but one of the things I most love about making films, and the thing that keeps me going, even when I feel I should stop, is the camaraderie, is being in that team, being in a crew. It's the best, absolutely the best. So I'm proud to say I'm a filmmaker.
There's been so much debate in especially the last 2 years, about the future of film and what the big screen experience is going to be like, where that's going to go. What gives the two of you hope about cinema?
You know, the thing that gives me hope, and I never ever lost it, is that in the last 2 years, even though before the last 2 years people were asking these questions, there's this whole relationship with the digital media and the whole relationship before that of video and all this DVD, the truth is, when the pandemic came along, everybody, not just cine nerds like us, said that the things they really missed were friends and family, live music, and cinema. Those were the three things everybody missed. So in a way, it was a aversion therapy. People went, we gotta keep valuing this thing. This is magic, and we have it, and we need to preserve it. And I know that during the pandemic, people actually spent even more time watching films on the end of their beds. But the truth is, now that it may be possible for people to go back into the cinemas, I think they have, I hope and I believe, a renewed value for the magic of what I call big cinema.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Thank you so much.
Thank
and
you.
good luck with the movie.
Thank you
Very much
Thanks
indeed.
so much.
Bye-bye.